Good morning, and welcome to Beware of Spoilers. I am Adam on this, I don't know, we're just trying to fucking boomerang around with the weather. It is the Monday after Easter. The Pope died this morning. That's great, or not. I don't know, weird all around. Weird times we're living in. We're talking about The Last of Us Part 2, or The Last of Us Episode 2 of Season 2 today, so I'm sorry if I seem a little low energy. Didn't sleep well last night. Haven't slept well in quite some time. But today it's hitting me a little bit. So, Season 2 of The Last of Us, we knew this was coming, and even like the coming attraction, it's like we knew this was going to be the moment that was going to be major for this show, and they had to nail it. And I think they successfully did. And of course, I mean, if you're listening to this, the title says Beware of Spoilers. It's a TV show based on a 5-year-old video game, so there's, if you've gone this far, just hold off on listening to this until after you've seen the episode, because I feel like you should probably watch it before I tell you what happens. And even though I'm fairly certain I've talked about it on other shows before, I don't care. The death of Joel, which is a big moment in the video game. It was a bit of a, culture war battle when Abby kills Joel. And I think I didn't play the game, and I'm not giving anyone the benefit of the doubt for acting like an asshole on the internet. Because I will assume that these chuds were overreacting. I know they were overreacting because I remember seeing the picture of Abby from the game. And again, haven't played the games, never played either game. I tried playing Part 1, couldn't get into it. Part 2, never really, if I haven't played Part 1, why do I want to play Part 2? But, you get this, this moment was the one that was like, people were like, what the fuck, because it leaked and all of that. It was kind of a big moment. And there was the whole debate of whether or not Abby was going to be trans, and she was not, is not in the show, was not in the game. Didn't matter, people still made shit up anyway. Gee, who would have thought it? But the issue is, we are looking at, the death of Joel, I think, is very well executed here. I think that, everyone involved gives a great performance. I think Pedro Pascal is great in this episode, which will probably be his last. Again, this is as far as I know from the game, so I have no idea what else happens. All I knew is that this happened, and I knew it happened relatively early on because the rest of the game is you're playing as Ellie. But then beyond that, I don't know what happened. And I think that, Bella Ramsey had a fantastic performance in this episode. As she is, watching him get killed. That is, it's such a great performance. And I think too, Caitlin Dever, however you pronounce her name, she's really great in this episode too. She's fantastic. It's gonna, this is one of the stronger episodes of the show. And then on top of that too, it's the whole battle at Jackson's Hole, which is quite the name. I was thinking Jackson Hole, Jackson's Hole, whatever it is. Either way, it's not one's necessarily substantially better than the other. And this fucking metered bullshit. I don't understand the point of this. All it's gonna do is fucking make it harder to get onto the expressway. Because, I'm not supposed to, overexert my transmission because my car's a piece of crap sometimes. Although it's the summer now, so I think that issue is going to be mostly resolved until we get to the winter again. But the point is, the whole battle there with, what's his name? With Joel's brother trying to hold down as the, as the wave upon wave of infected come in. It's really really cool. And then they do a great job with that. Like, when you watch the behind-the-scenes thing after, which I did only because, like, I was playing a game at the same time, and I was in the middle of something, and I didn't want to distract myself from what I was doing to change the channel, or change what I was watching to the rehearsal, which we're not going to do the rehearsal weekly, because I don't think there's enough content in each episode. Just the first episode is like a half hour long. I don't think we're going to do, the rehearsal that way. But either way, the point is, like, you watch this and you're like, oh, holy crap. Like, they put a lot of care into the practical effects and the makeup on all of that. And that's the thing. They did a fantastic job in this episode with the makeup effects. Be it on Joel, who gets the tar beaten out of him. Be it, and he ends up dying. Be it him. Be it all of the various infected who are walking around and are a problem. Like, all of them look really good, and I think that this whole episode is just kind of one of the stronger of the series. I wouldn't say it's up there with, like, the Bill and Frank episode, which is like, the Bill and Frank episode is like the gold standard of this show. Like, I would say the finale, too, is also pretty strong. But I wouldn't say it's as good as those, but I would say it's a good thing that cop is kind of hanging out back there, just kind of chilling, rather than seeing why the traffic on the expressway has ground to a complete stop. Oh, there's an accident over here. Okay. Well, this is fucking ridiculous. Someone got rear-ended pretty badly. Oh, and the guy who did the rear ending had a giant Trump sticker on his car. Well, alright, that's fun. The point in all of this is probably one of the stronger episodes of this show. And there are a lot of people, like, there's someone at work who's like, oh, that first episode sucked. Like, yeah, the first episode was slow, but it's just kind of getting you into the mix of where we are with these characters. Because, again, it's been 2 years in real time since we've seen the show, unless you've rewatched it before that. If you watched it live, it's been 2 years since we watched the show. If you've, if we're talking what's happened in between then and now in the continuity, it's been 5 years. So you have to reacclimate people and get them back into the world and kind of resettle them. And to an extent, I think that decision is more of a, that decision is more of a, we know how long it takes for these things to come out, so we need to get this, together. Like, we need to get this, we need to get people reacclimated to this in a way that in the past we maybe wouldn't have. If it was annual, you maybe don't need to spend a full year reacclimating people to what's going on and introducing everyone again, because that's kind of what the show has to do. And again, don't know how much of it deviated from the game. Never played the game. Maybe it didn't. Who knows? Someone who played the game probably knows, and that's not me. But I do very highly recommend this episode. I think that, like, my sister said to me yesterday when she was over for Easter, she was like, yeah, I watched the first episode of The Last of Us, but it was really boring. And I was like, yeah, give it a little bit, you'll see. And then this happened last night, where it's basically, most of the episode is, dealing with the infected or Joel getting killed. Like, it's great. And I think that's the thing, too, is that if you were watching this show and you hadn't played the game, which I believe there's going to be a sizable contingent of people who are in that camp, of people who never played the game and are now watching this show, I think that they're going to be surprised, because something like Joel's death, especially when you've broken this up into 2 seasons, this game, and I don't know how much of that they would even know, but, like, that feels like you end the season on that, not episode 2 of 7. You end the season on that. Or, like, with this, like, I firmly believe that, like, this is going to end, like, roughly the midpoint of the game. Kind of like, what was it? Like, whenever you do part 1, part 2 of a movie, where it's like part 1, part 2 of Mockingjay, part 1, part 2 of Harry Potter, like, when you do that, it's it's an interesting situation, and you kind of want to end on a down note, because you have to put your heroes at the lowest point, so that way they can resolve themselves and come back next time. Which is why, like, The Hunger Games ends with, The Hunger Games ends with, what's her name? Katniss getting Peeta back, and it turning out that Peeta has been brainwashed by the Capitol. Or, who was the other one? Like, Harry Potter ends with the death of Dobby after getting into Malfoy Manor, and that whole thing. Like, it's a moment where it's like, oh, they've achieved a victory, but at what cost? And that's kind of where this is here. It's like, you end off with, I don't even know how you would, like, people probably went into this thinking, like, oh, this woman wants to kill Joel. Joel is not long for this world. Pedro Pascal has, like, 17 movies he's going to be in, so obviously he can't be in further seasons. Obviously, Joel is going to die. So I think a lot of people probably went into this who hadn't played the game, may have went into it thinking this season is going to be a funeral dirge. This season is going to be I use that term a lot, it is the funeral procession. It is, this character is going to die, this is just the long walk from him to walking him to his grave. And I think that to do it here is going to be a interesting thing for a lot of people, where it's like, oh shit, we're jumping right into this plot now, which is going to be this plot of revenge, where you have these two characters who are going to be set on this collision course now. Ellie and Abby are going to be set on this collision course. And I don't know how that works out in the game. I don't know what else happens in this, but we will see. I'm very interested to see how this goes. If the game had a gameplay mechanic that I enjoyed more, I probably would have played this game, because it's a pretty strong, it's a very strong concept. And I love the story, but I just don't like stealth games, which my downfall a little bit. It's why, like, I tried playing Metal Gear, couldn't really get into it. Just couldn't get into it. So it's like, I don't want to sneak around. Just, like, if you're gonna give me a gun, just let me pew 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 and move through the story. But regardless, we will wrap up there for today. Our next episode will be, not on this, is Andor. Andor is going to be over on Exploring Hyperspace Lanes, because Andor comes back tomorrow with the first 3 episodes. I'm not overly thrilled about that, if I'm being completely honest, because I am human, and settling in to watch 3 hours of television before going to work the next day is not exactly something I'm doing every day, like, or something I would like to do. I would rather just, because I think they did that with season 1 too, where they dropped the first 3. This time they're doing it in mods, where it's like 1, 2, 3. And then we also have Tales of the Underworld coming soon, which is the Bounty Hunter Tales show. It's also going to be on Exploring Hyperspace Lanes. But this week, on Friday, we will be seeing The Accountant 2. This week on Saturday, we'll be seeing On Swift Horses, the new movie with, I think Jacob Elordi is in that. Is Jacob Elordi in that? That fucking monster who was in, what's it called? Who was in Elvis. What's her name? Daisy Edgar Jones is in it. And, what's it called? Daisy Edgar Jones from Where the Crawdads Sing in Twisters, and then Sasha Callie, who has played Supergirl, who probably should have carried over into the new DCU, but we'll see. But we'll wrap up there for today. Our next episode of this will be, I think it will end up being The Accountant too. But until then, have a great rest of your week.